हाँ नहीं एक और समझ लग रहा है वो सुनने के मुझे मेरे पास होता नहीं मेरे पास भी नहीं है बड़ी बिकॉज इट्स बेटर ऑटो वाले कोई कॉल करती समझ खाली एक ये समझ चल अरे दीवानी मेरे पास पड़ी होंगी मेरा 30 क्यों है भाई जब मैं कहूँगा ना वोटिंग करने के लिए क्यों सामने पुलिस है वो लगा दो ये सामने पे लगी वोटिंग करनी है जब परफॉर्मेंस चलेगी
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and dear friends, good evening and a very warm welcome to each and every one of you.
It is with great pleasure and excitement that we stand before you today to kickstart TICC's eminently awaited flagship event, Luminescence 2023.
This is Punya Garg, Mental Health Student Ambassador at TICC.
And this is Uday Ramesh, Vice Lead Ambassador at TICC. And we have the immense honor of being your guide for today's evening.
Luminescence is not just an event, it's a celebration of something so profoundly significant, our mental health.
We'd like to extend our thanks to Professor Padma Kumar Nair, Director, Thapar Institute of Engineering and Technology, Professor Ajay Patish, Deputy Director, Professor Inderveer Channa, Dean of Student Affairs, Dr. Gurvinder Singh, Registrar, and Professor Maninder Singh, Dean of Academic Affairs, for providing us the platform to stage this event.
We'd like to thank Dr. Sonam Dulat, Manager Student Counselor at TICC, for facilitating every juncture of this event, whose unwavering commitment to providing a platform for our event has truly made a difference. Your dedication and hard work has paved the way for our triumph. And Ms. Samira Singh, Assistant Student Counselor at TICC.
This event would not have been possible without the amazing contributions of our very own members of Team Luminescence 2023, who have worked so hard to bring this event to you.
Today, we come together to shed light on a topic that is too often shrouded in silence. We are here to champion mental health and ignite a beacon of understanding, support, and compassion.
We at Thapar Institute Counseling Cell are absolutely thrilled to have put together this evening, fully recognizing the vital significance of mental well-being, especially for our college students.
Throughout this evening, we'll be joined by our esteemed guests, Special DGP Madam, Mrs. Aman Garewal, and Mr. Aman Sood, who will be sharing their wisdom, experiences, and insights, offering guidance on navigating the challenges life throws our way.
We have a lineup of engaging discussions, thought-provoking talks, and captivating performances that promises to inspire, educate, and entertain you.
So, dear audience, I encourage you to embrace this moment. Engage with our speakers, ask questions, and immerse yourselves in the spirit of luminescence.
Before we dive into the heart of our event, I want to thank each one of you for being here, for showing your commitment to understanding, supporting, and celebrating mental health.
So let us embark on this journey together. Let us be the change that inspire others to embrace the brilliance within themselves. And let us make luminescence an unforgettable experience.
Without further ado, let the celebrations begin. Hope begins in dark. The stubborn hope that if you just show up and try to do the right thing, the dawn will come. Many times, all of us have felt hopeless in our lives. We tend to overthink our situations, and some of us even indulge in drugs when in despair. Now, I would like to welcome Knox Dance Society, who are presenting a performance depicting the mental turmoils of teenagers going through overthinking problems. We hope that all of us will be able to relate to what they represent through their expression of dance.
A healthy mind is the greatest treasure. This is a story about a group of teenagers dealing with mental health issues and how they cope up with it.
तेरा होया संभाल ले तू मैनू मैनू मैं तेरा होया संभाल ले तू मैनू मेरी ना होई यार होने तैनू मैनू मैं तेरा होया संभाल ले तू मैनू मैनू मैं तेरा होया
When teenagers are struggling with emotional problems, they often turn to drug use. But it makes their situation even worse.
मैं क्यों लड़ा
Hope is a good thing, maybe the best of things, and no good thing ever dies.
लेफ्ट नहीं यार वंशिता नहीं है साइड में नहीं शक्ल देख के लग रही है कहा तो है सारी बना पा रहे 20 सेकंड
What a spectacular performance it was. Thank you, Team Knox. I wonder if that's how darkness wins, by convincing us to trap it inside ourselves, instead of emptying it out. Team Mudra wishes a very warm welcome to everyone. Let us now have a glimpse in life of Nikhil, a boy battling depression, but hide it from others. He feels frightened to express his real self. The way the society treats people like him makes him feel alone, separated and outcast. Let us witness his journey, which is a testament to strength of human spirit and the challenges it faces. A huge round of applause for Team Mudra.
हाँ मेरे ऐसी परफॉर्मेंस याद है हमारे स्कूल में कभी नहीं एनुअल फंक्शन में हर खाए छोटी छोटी डांस उड़ाते हैं ना कितने लोग आए 4 हो गए 3 4 लाख खिला तो दूंगा इनके लिए क्या काम करिए अपना फोन मेरे को ऐसे ऐसे करिए गाड़ी चल गए मेरा वहाँ रख लिया सो रहा है बंदा फोन में चलो मैं 7 o'clock निकल जाऊँगा 7 o'clock निकल जाऊँगा फोन लगा के पापा के साथ पापा को बोलिए सिखा दो पापा आधा बैग रखा सॉफ्ट हो जाएगा सॉफ्ट हो जाएगा आफ्टर शेप तो लगाएगा ना फिर उसके बाद तो मज़ा आता है हो जाता था मैं अंदर कट लगा हाँ क्योंकि फ्रेश कटा होता है ना तेरे को पता मजा सॉरी फिर कोई टीचर आगरा IIT वेल नॉट करते ना माइक पे सही में गया गिर गया जोर से बंद शुरू हो गया
बेटा हम तो तुझ पे इतना विश्वास करते थे कि तू अच्छे नंबर लाएगा।
निखिल, इन सब चीजों का पॉइंट क्या है? इस जिंदा रहने का कोई पॉइंट है?
तू कुछ खाता पीता क्यों नहीं है? देख कितना पतला हो गया, एकदम मैक्सिस जैसा। You're not good enough for anyone else.
जितनी सीधी है, 8.5 कम से कम 9 तो ला।
And I told you not to talk to him.
इस बार नंबर नहीं आए तेरा गिटार तोड़ देंगे।
This is over here.
नहीं, मत करो, मत करो। ड्रामा नहीं यार, तुम अतुल को टेक्स्ट कर रही हो आजकल वापस से रात को विदाउट एनी कॉन्टेक्स्ट, क्यों?
He's your best friend and you only introduced me to him. तुम्हारे best friend से इसलिए बात कर रही थी ताकि I get to know you more. I can't believe you think of me like that.
अच्छा, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings, but okay रोशनी, मुझे कोई और बात करनी है तुमसे। मुझे बहुत घुटन सी फील होती है आजकल, कुछ सही नहीं लग रहा।
So you have problems now. तुम्हें क्या दिक्कत है? You have everything in your life. तुम तो लड़की हो यार, तुम लड़कियों से पूछो हमें कितनी प्रॉब्लम्स होती हैं। अच्छा by the way, I told you to block साक्षी the other day. ब्लॉक किया तुमने उसे?
साक्षी मेरी सेकंड स्टैंडर्ड से फ्रेंड है, मैं उसको ऐसे ब्लॉक नहीं कर सकता।
निखिल, अगर तुम्हें मेरे साथ रहना है, तो you have to choose between me and her.
अब प्लीज मैं कोई पढ़ने पे ध्यान नहीं दे पा रहा हूँ, मुझे बार बार घर पे बात करने में डर लग रहा है।
Hello? क्या you guys are going out? तो तुमने मुझे बताया नहीं। Okay, क्या काम तुझे जाना था?
रोशनी,
बहुत सिंपल है ये तो यार, बहुत इजी है। अरे गाइस, न्यूज़ है, रेड टेंशन लग गई है JP मॉर्गन। अरे भाई कांग्रेचुलेशन भाई,
JP मॉर्गन में लगे। फोन देखना बंद करना पड़ेगा।
आजकल के बच्चे ध्यान ही नहीं रखते। कहाँ जाने से इतने बीमार पड़ जाते हैं। जरा सा ख्याल नहीं आता कि हमको क्या बीतेगी। माँ से पूछो उसे कितनी तकलीफ होती है जब उसका बच्चा ऐसे बीमार पड़ता है।
छोड़ दे।
और ये भी तो काम नहीं है, बस पूरा टाइम फोन चलाने को कहते हैं।
सारा टाइम कौन सा यहाँ पे इंस्टाग्राम, सारा दिन उसी पे लगी रहती है।
अब ऐसे पूरा दिन उसी में आके लड़ा के बैठी रहोगी तो बीमारी तो पड़ोगी।
अरे मैं तब से समझा रहा हूँ तुझे, रात को टाइम से सोया करो, सुबह टाइम से उठा करो। अरे सुबह उठ के सूर्य नमस्कार करो, योगा करो, बादाम बादाम खाओ। ये सब करोगी तो कभी बीमार पड़ सकती हो, कभी पढ़ ही नहीं सकती। रात भर किससे बातें करती रहती हो तो? पढ़ाई लिखाई से नाता तोड़ चुकी है महारानी। अरे राम साहब, अरे कहीं ना बीमार लेटी है, जरा एक मिनट देख लो, पूछ लो, थोड़ी सी फिक्र तो कर लो। अपनी दुनिया में खोए रहते हैं।
बेटा बता क्या हुआ है, ठीक नहीं लग रहा। झूठ मत बोल मुझसे। तो देख कितनी उतरी हुई है मेरी। माँ हूँ मैं, सब समझती हूँ, तुमसे नहीं छुपा सकता। मुझे नहीं बताएगा तो मैं मदद कैसे कर पाऊंगी तेरी? मुझे दिख रहा है बहुत दिनों से तेरे साथ कुछ नहीं है। दोस्तों को बता सकता है, मुझे नहीं बता सकता।
दोस्तों को भी क्या बताओ, ना वो समझते हैं ना आप, और आपको तो वैसे ही बस छोटी की फिक्र पड़ी रहती है। कब मुझसे जानने की कोशिश करी मुझे कैसा लगता है। अब कौन सा नया ड्रामा शुरू हो गया इसका?
तू ये सब तू पुरानी बातें छोड़, मुझे बता क्या हुआ है? नंबर कम आ गए, किसी ने कह दिया कि झगड़ा हुआ है। मुझे तेरी दोस्त है
रोशनी
रोशनी ने कुछ कहा तुझे? हाँ? उससे झगड़ा हुआ? बोल मुझे तू बता।
अब इन्हें भी मैं क्या बताऊं, दम घुटता है मेरा अपने आप में। हर रोज ये सोचता हूँ कि आगे मेरे जन्म लेने का पॉइंट है क्या? कैसे बोलूं इनसे झूठ इतना? अपनी खुद की स्किन में रहने में मुझे घिन आती है। शायद मैंने कुछ बुरा किया होगा तभी इतना बुरा होता है मेरे साथ। मैंने किसका क्या बिगाड़ा था? क्यों मुझे ये सब इतना दुख? अब चुप क्यों है? कुछ बोलेगा भी?
ठीक है ना?
अब क्या फायदा है सबके बारे में सोचने? मैं तुझे कब से कह रहा हूँ पढ़ ले, तब तो तुमने सुनी नहीं। दोस्तों से फुर्सत मिलेगी तब तो कुछ करेगा। मुझे कहा था पढ़ ले, अच्छे कॉलेज में एडमिशन हो जाएगा, अच्छी इंटर्नशिप लग जाएगी, पर नहीं। महाराज सारा टाइम अपनी दुनिया में खोए रहते हैं। ना किसी से बात करनी, ना किसी का हालचाल पूछना। अरे ये सब करेगा कैसे चलेगा काम तेरा? किस बात में इतना दम है तुझे? तुझे पता है दुनिया भर में और कितने बच्चों को कितनी सारी प्रॉब्लम्स है। किसी के माँ बाप नहीं है, किसी को खाना नहीं मिलता, किसी को पानी नहीं मिलता। अरे तेरे पास तो सब है, फिर क्यों इतना घबराता रहता है? अरे मैं कह रहा हूँ सब तुम्हारे लाड वाले बिगाड़ देता है।
और तुमने जो छोटी बच्चा से
छोटी को बताओ 20 हर बार यही होता है। आप लोग कभी मेरी सुनना चाहते हैं या नहीं? आपको क्या लगता है मुझे अच्छे कॉलेज में एडमिशन मिल जाएगा तो और अगर मुझे इंटर्नशिप मिल जाएगी तो खुश हो जाऊंगा?
तू चिंता मत कर, मैंने भिंडी बनाई आज तेरे लिए।
आपको लगता है मैं अच्छा खाना खाने ठीक हो जाऊंगा?
भिंडी तो मत देना, चिकन
अभी जानते हैं मैं क्या चाहता हूँ? माना कि दादाजी वो बाइपोलर था, आप लोगों को साइकियाट्रिस्ट से दिखाया, समाज ने आपकी इज्जत करी कि वो पागल है, ये है। पर इसका मतलब ये मैं बोल के थक गया हूं कि मुझे हेल्प चाहिए, मुझे जाना है कहीं पे।
बेटा,
हमें माफ करना अगर तुझे कभी ऐसा लगा कि तू हमें कुछ बता नहीं सकता है, हम समझेंगे। हमारी गलती है, हम मानते हैं। तू हमें बता सकता है। हम पूरी कोशिश करेंगे समझने की। हम तेरी परवाह करते हैं, कभी तेरा बुरा नहीं चाहते। बता दे हमें।
नहीं बता सकता मैं आपसे।
बता दे।
मैं नहीं बता पा रहा।
तू हमें नहीं बता सकता ना, कोई बात नहीं। हम अच्छे लोग हैं।
तो उसने दे दी।
वो समझ पाएंगे इसकी बात। सुनना चाहता है, जो तुझे फील होता है, वो समझेंगे ना।
आप सही कह रहे हैं। अगर तू हमसे बात नहीं कर सकता है, ऐसी कोई तेरे बात में इतनी सारी बातें जो तू हमसे नहीं कर सकता, then I really think that we should seek professional. कोई अच्छा डॉक्टर ही तेरी बातें, तेरी परेशानियां अच्छे से समझ पाएगा और तेरी हेल्प कर पाएगा।
तू चिंता मत कर, सब ठीक हो जाएगा, ठीक है? तू ठीक हो जाएगा।
What mental health needs is more sunlight, more candor, and more unashamed conversation. Today, let's talk about something that affects all of us, regardless of our age, background, or gender. Mental health. Mental health is something that has a profound impact on all of us, even though it is invisible to the naked eye. Just like our physical health, our mental well-being requires attention and care. It influences how we think, feel, and experience the world around us. Embracing it is like opening a colorful book of emotions, experiences, and feelings. Look at it as like painting a canvas of understanding and support. When each brush stroke is a conversation that breaks the silence and shatters the stigma. So, let us all pick up our paintbrushes and create a masterpiece of understanding and support. And remember, one more thing. There is hope even when your brain tells you there is none.
मत रो यार, कोई हम निकल जाएंगे स्पेस से। कोई नहीं यार, निकल जाएंगे भाई, आ जाएगी लाइन सीजी, लग जाएगी भाई, बायोटेक वालों की भी लग जाती है इंटर्नशिप।
Thank you, Team Mudra, for this amazing skit. It was indeed an eye-opening skit for all of us.
हेलो ठीक है अंकल, हम मेन ऑडियो नहीं अंकल, कैंपस के अंदर ही ऑडिटोरियम में ही है। हाँ जी, वो एक वो चल रहा है, साइकोलॉजी का इवेंट है, वही। अच्छा साइड में मैं भी बात कर रहा हूँ। नहीं अंकल वो फ्री है, चित्रा बात हो रहा है, गेट पास का मेल आ गया, तेरे पापा नॉर्मल बात भाई, मैं तो क्या बोलूँ, जब गेट वाले निकाल वो खुद बना के क्या ब्रो शो जैसे बड़ा मेरा क्या करना चाहेगा, बायोटेक वालों की लग जाती है, कुछ नहीं है दूर हो भाई। नहीं भाई, चंद्रमले का मेरी दोस्त है, मेरी भी दोस्त है भाई। रेट पड़े नहीं चाहिए, मैं तो हाँ मार्केट चाहिए। अच्छा फोए की वजह कैसे भाई, मैं तो पहले से साफ एक बार नाम कुछ अक्षय का नाम बायोटेक कर रहे हैं, हेल्पफुल हो घर क्या भाई, मैं डिनर बनाऊँगा, सब डिनर चाहिए। पेंसिल को चाहिए, पेंसिल से साला साफ कितना होता है तू इतने तेरा पूरा स्लीप स्केड्यूल दिखा कितना सो रहा है आजकल इस हिसाब से देख रहा है इस हिसाब से सिरा कितना कम सुन 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 ये अपना कर मैं इसके भी खाने स्लीप भी हूँ मेरा भी एक और ही है अब मैंने सोच लिया बच्चे गाड़ी पर मार दूँ और उसको तो मैं थोड़ा मार दूँगा वैसे मैं थोड़ा मुश्किल नहीं लगता हूँ खाने का भी सोचता हूँ इससे पहले सोने को बहुत बार सोचता था जब तक कमिटमेंट मैं थोड़ा डिप्रेशन हो रहा है जब तक कमिटमेंट वही रखे ऑर्डर की क्या कमिटमेंट की ऐसी कुछ नहीं होता भाई अब तो तूने कह दिया अब तेरे को अभी ये एग्जैक्ट लाइन 6 सितंबर 6:44 आई गिव यू कमिटमेंट मजा आया मैं 6:45 से 1 मिनट ऊपर या 1 मिनट चल 1 मिनट ऊपर तो नहीं सुना 6:45 से 1 मिनट ऊपर नहीं आ गया उससे पहले आ गया हॉस्टल एच के सामने आज 12 बजे आज 11 बजे या 10 बजे सोना गिव यू कमिटमेंट कितने बजे सोएगा तो आज 10-11 बोल रहा भाई मेरे को काम है मैं तब मैच में नहीं सोऊंगा चार्ज पैक करेगा ना यूएमबीसी मैंने तो यूएमबीसी मैंने कहता हाँ मैं पहला 1 साल किसी लोगों कॉलेज में करूँगा 3 साल यूएमबीसी में करूँगा तो लालू कॉलेज नॉट इवन द टॉप 1000 Why come to the US? Just to go there.
Good evening, everyone. I, Ira Dhaya, a proud mental health, would like you to take you to the even heart of our event, our esteemed panel. Each of them brings a unique perspective and expertise to the stage, and we are truly fortunate to have them with us tonight. It is with profound honor and admiration that we introduce our inaugural guest, a trailblazer who has etched her name into the annals of history as the first woman IPS officer in Punjab to attain the rank of Special Director General of Police. Madam's journey through the corridors of law enforcement has been nothing short of extraordinary, with each step she's taken serving as a beacon of inspiration for all who follow. At present, Madam graces us with her distinguished presence as the Special Director General of Police, Community Affairs Division and Women Affairs Punjab. Madam's illustrious career has been marked by her exceptional service in a multitude of prestigious roles, including her tenure as the ADGP, head of the Special Task Force on Anti-Narcotics, Chief Vigilance Officer, Assistant Director General of Police Crime, and a subsequent elevation to the exalted position of Director General of Police within the esteemed Community Affairs and Women Affairs Department. Now it's time to welcome Special DGP Gurpreet Deo Madam on the stage with a resounding applause. Please enlighten us with your words, Madam.
Good evening to all of you. First of all, I must extend my thanks to the director of the institute and the Dean Student Welfare and all other the organizers of the program and also to the students large numbers today. So this is a very good topic which you have selected for today's engagement with everybody, and that is mental health. So mental health, as we all know, is one of the issues which is cropping up these days because of the stresses and strains of modern life. And that is why it is important to have a discussion. And it has come to light that there are many such cases, especially in the academic world, I would say, where children are suicidal, or there is a pressure of studies and other things, romantic entanglements, and unable to come out of those problems which they face. So it is something which we need to discuss, and I would say that if anybody suffers from a mental issue, then it should not be a cause of shame, or because I know that the society still doesn't understand, and totally it is not really very comfortable with hearing about disorders such as bipolar disorder or schizophrenia, but the reality is that these things exist. So I will not dwell more on this topic, because I'm sure the skit which came before you and the dance all have probably sensitized you. So cybercrime is another arena which you all will have to tackle in the days to come, and it is something which because we are using computers all the time, and we are on the social media all the time, so that is a part and parcel of our lives, and we have to deal with all the issues which arise because there is a tendency to be very trusting on the social media. So especially for the young people, I would say that for youngsters, with not much experience under their belt of life, and sometimes I was just discussing that even parenting is very defective in today's world, because parents are busy with their own worlds, and even the parents are not that mature to understand what is happening in the children's lives, as we saw in this skit. So we have to be, so what do we do? So we have to raise our awareness about what are the dangers which are lurking. So things like, trolling. If you are a famous personality and if you happen to say something, or even if you're not famous, you can say something, and then that may not be palatable to a lot of people, and people will start criticizing you and saying mean things about you. So how to deal with that? Then other things like you have sexting is the word, that some person is being followed, cyber stalking, either in trying to saying bad things about the person, or sometimes using your personal information. Girl and boy may have shared some photographs with each other, and one of the statistics which I looked at was that 1 out of 5 persons that has shared a nude photograph. So that is a very alarming statistic, and I think that this is something which can be a cause of shame if it comes out in the public arena, and that is why we have to be very careful when we are online, that it's a bad we should presume and assume that it's a very bad world out there, and we should not trust anybody. Even your most intimate friends, whom in the rush of love, as we all in the first row who are plus 50 at least, so we all know that this rush of love is very temporary. So in that rush of love and emotional upheaval, we we try to share our intimate moments. It's not that you are sharing your these kind of photographs or your nude photographs, but even your sentiments and your inner thoughts, they need not be shared with anybody who is not known to you really well. And by really well, I mean that it takes years to know people well. And so in a span of maybe 6 months or 1 year, you cannot really know people. So I would request that one of the things which is required to be done on the social media front is that we have to employ restraint, and we have to follow the adage that fools rush in where angels fear to tread. So if you want to make a fool of yourself and then battle with all the consequences of doing these kind of things which I just mentioned, then you will talk and share these kind of things, otherwise you will not. So you have to exercise restraint. So I have some notes, I will just quickly go through them so that it is just like why is there cyberbullying is happening. So the reasons are anonymity. The person who is bullying is anonymous, and he has authority and he wants attention. So this is the platform. So even normal people have a dark side to them. So it's not that only psychologically ill people are going to do these kind of things, but even normal people have dark sides, and they can hide behind VoIP, and then VoIP is voice over internet protocol, so in which you can hide behind the facade, and it will not be possible to trace the person who is making that call or talking. You can assume another identity. So if you assume another identity, in fact these are the sections which are enumerated in the IT Act. So it is possible that many of you may be indulging in some of these things. So these are the implications: creating a fake profile, obtaining unauthorized access of any account, uploading obscene material is a very common crime, and section 67 of the IT on a daily basis is used by us. And child pornography, as you well know, it is punishable with imprisonment up to 7 years. What are the effects of cyberbullying? So this is like you will have sadness, anger, irritability, change in sleep patterns, and change in appetite or eating habits. So this is something which others also need to watch out for if somebody is anxious, worried, feeling worthless, guilty, aches and pains with no obvious physical cause. So these are some of the things or the consequences of cyberbullying. So now I will come to how to report it. So this is, you have this National Cybercrime Reporting Portal, and you can log on to it and report a cybercrime. And there is a toll-free helpline number also on which you can call. And in every district there is a district SSP to whom you can report if there is a cybercrime. So I would encourage that instead of keeping quiet about things, sometimes you may think that it has happened to you only, and that you are the only one affected by a cybercrime, and you may feel that, you know, the very fact that I was talking to a guy or, you know, sharing some obscene stuff with him or online, that is a matter of shame which I cannot share with my parents and others, and that I will be ridiculed for it. But trust me, you know, everybody knows in the adult world that youngsters are prone to do wrong things. In our times also, when there was us, still the youngsters, as youngsters, we also used to do lots of follies. So it is not, as a young person, to go wrong occasionally is not really something which is out of step with the world. It is very natural for a youngster to make a mistake. We make mistakes even at this age. So I think that you should report, because not reporting encourages the anonymous cyber stalker to, you know, increase his activities. So you may have heard about this case in Chandigarh University, Chandigarh's, this Chandigarh Khadua. So there this girl, young student, was, you know, getting messages from some person, and on that asking of that person, he was a cyber stalker. He was actually ringing her up and you know, talking to her on the WhatsApp continuously, to the extent that she started taking pictures on his instructions of girls taking bath, etc., and it became a very big issue. And later on, one army personnel was you know, arrested from you know, the northeast and put behind the bars for this offense. So you can imagine that, you know, one such person, knowing that he is sitting and he under an assumed identity, so he can cause harassment and torture to so many you know, young people. And I think that you know, reporting is very important in that context. And we are in the police, we are very sensitive to cybercrime, and especially cybercrime involving these kind of issues as I just spoke about. And it is very common, we think that it is not, but even in you know, people after they have had a romantic relationship, they upload videos which are, you know, bedroom videos which one should not put online. So that is not only an offense, so, but it is also morally very reprehensible. So I think that it is important that you know, if you are a victim of any such crime, it should be reported. So thank you very much.
Thank you for enlightening words, ma'am. Please have your seat. Next up, we have a renowned personality from Patiala who garnered acclaim for winning the prestigious title of Mrs. India Worldwide in 2014. Taking a leap of faith by transitioning into the pageant industry at 36, Aman ma'am now works towards rising spirit extends to the world of business where she flourishes. She harbors a following of more than 15,000 individuals who look up to her and her content to herald much-needed transformations in their life by prioritizing their mental well-being. Let's welcome the dynamic Aman Giriwal ma'am. Please enlighten us with your words.
Good evening, everyone. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here amongst such august gathering. And my sincere thanks to the entire organizing team, Director Sir, Dean Academics, and everybody who's involved with this event. I'm a life and success coach. So I thought I'll give you a little insight into success. Now, all of you sitting here, please raise your hands who wants to be successful in life. Almost everybody. I see a few hands down. So, okay, my question is, who doesn't want to be successful? Please raise your hands. So, no hands. So, I take it that everybody wants to be successful in life, right? Now, success would mean different to different people. It may be something else for me. It may be something else for you. Now, some people want to earn a lot of money. So they would consider success when they earn a lot of money. Some people want to do well in their profession, which would be won't take you there. You need to work on yourself. You need to improve yourself as a person. You need to improve your skills. You need to work on your knowledge. Anything and everything that you add on to your personality will take you higher. But if today, if you decide, oh, I've got admission in Thapar, so now I don't need to work on myself at all. Now this name will carry me. Thapar Institute of Engineering and Technology will carry me. It may give you that little initial boost, but beyond that, if you say, I don't need to learn anything more, you are stuck there. And also there's a quote. If you stop learning, you're old. Whether this happens at 20 or 80. And if you keep on learning, you not only stay young, but also become constantly more valuable. And this valuable word, what you add to yourself, the value, that is what is going to take you higher in life. So that is the first rule. The second rule. For success in any area of your life, two basic things are very important. One is your mental health, and the second is your physical health. Now, when we fall sick, we are low on energy, we are not feeling good, you've got a headache, you've got a stomach ache, you go to a doctor, right? Immediately we tell our parents, oh, I'm not feeling good, please take me to a doctor. We get the medicine, we are fine, and we are up and about. But when we are feeling mentally down, do we go to a professional? How many of us agree that yes, I need help? And maybe, it's a small thing that is troubling you, but it is pulling you down. And when you're not in your top state, mentally and physically, your work, your performance, your relationships, your work, your passion, everything will suffer. So if you want to do well in life, you need to preserve these two things. You need to protect these two things. One is your mental health and one is your physical health. So never hesitate to approach a professional if you're mentally feeling down. And if you're hesitating, as we saw in the skit, that parents are not agreeing, you require help or something. It's your responsibility. Your life is your responsibility. There are many online resources available. And here in Thapar, you have such a fantastic, Thapar Institute of, the Thapar Institute Counseling Center. Yeah. So that entire thing is here for your help. And Dr. Sonam Dullat is there. So please do not hesitate if you want to do well in life. And it doesn't impact just one area, it impacts every area of your life. So don't take it lightly. Number 3, third rule of success. Don't believe other people's version of you. Believe in your own capabilities. People will tell you, oh, this is not possible. You are thinking too high. This is not possible. How can you do this? That's their perception. That's their opinion. It's not a fact. You know your facts. You know your capabilities. You know where and how much effort you can put. And if you're willing to do that, nobody else can tell you what you can achieve and what you can't achieve. And I'll give you an example here. Have you heard of Roger Bannister? Yes? Okay. So Roger Bannister was a medical student in the 1950s in UK. Now till 1954, it was believed that nobody can run a mile in under 4 minutes. And Roger Bannister, he refused to believe that. He started preparing. He was a track athlete as well. So he prepared, he worked, and there were news articles that, oh, he's not even consulting others and he's not following the conventional approach. So he won't land anywhere. And one fine day, at Oxford, there was an event where he ran and he finished the mile in less than 4 minutes. 3 minutes, 59.6 seconds. And suddenly, the world went into frenzy. Oh, how was this possible? The experts said, initially, earlier, that there has to be a perfect weather, the track has to be dry, there has to be zero wind for somebody, someday, maybe, to break this record. And he did it. And it was a damp, cold evening when he ran and he did it. And once he did it, suddenly people said, oh, this is doable. And then within 45 days, another athlete from Australia broke that record. In 1 year, another 3 people. And now you can Google it. Till last year, 1755 people had broken that record. Because now suddenly people started believing, yes, it can be done. Earlier they were believing it is not doable. So, why I'm sharing this is that people will tell you this is not doable, don't believe them. It's your success, it's in your hands. So this was another rule, and another one. It's important to have that bubble of tight focus. These days there's so many distractions. And if you keep giving out your energy and focus on all these other things which are not taking you anywhere, you'll end up losing on one thing which you really want, and that is success. That is to do well in whichever field you want to do well, in whichever area you want to do well. So another rule, I have plenty, but I think time is short, so I think I should not take any more time, and we'll talk about this some other day. And lovely to be here. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your enlightening words. We request you to have your seat. Guys, I know गर्मी बहुत ज़्यादा हो रही है, but don't worry, we have a surprise for all of you at the end of the event. So moving forward, we finally have a distinguished figure in the world of journalism, a paragon of excellence who's serving as the chief of bureau at the Tribune and a passionate advocate for road safety. Beyond his media endeavors, Aman sir actively promotes fitness and enjoys a reputation as an avid cricket enthusiast and a talented photographer. Sir is indeed a remarkable repository of information, passion and accomplishments. Please join us in welcoming the multifaceted Aman Sood sir to share his words of wisdom.
Good evening, everyone. Perhaps the print media is always at the, you can say, at the background. So I am trying to be behind this and then speak to you. Thank you so much for the kind words, and special thanks to the Thapar faculty, the Director Sir, Assistant Director Sir, Registrar Saab, Assistant Registrar Saab, Channa ma'am, Sonam ji, thank you so much for having me. I talk practical things. Rather, I'll share some practical things with you in my career where I've seen people getting hit below the belt, but then rising again. The first thing that comes to my mind, you must be knowing Sanjay Dutt. All of us must have heard about him. Sunil Dutt when he was the sports minister. I was covering the Kela Raipur games and I had a wonderful opportunity in traveling with him back to Ludhiana. When I was speaking to him, he had tears in his eyes and he said, "You are from the media and the media trial has done my son." I can't tell you how I felt that point of time. There was a father who was with me. He said, what my son did, probably right or wrong, he did it once. Maybe out of fault, out of guilt, or probably he's even wrong 100%. But what the media has done to him, to me, to my family, is unpardonable. Well, he was right. This is what is happening right now, nowadays. What we are going through, all of you are going through. There are social media channels, information pouring in like anything. There's too much traffic inflow. We are all busy on our WhatsApp. There's information which you do not need. I'm repeating, you do not need that information. 2 days back, there was an accident, rail accident in Patiala. There was this dead body covered with blood out here at the railway tracks. I was helplessly there. Rather, the photographer from a couple of news channels were also there. They were doing their job. But what surprised me, and I felt bad about it, I saw youngsters, passerbys standing there trying to record videos. I saw 2 youngsters taking a selfie. Can you believe it? They were taking a selfie with a badly mutilated body. What were they going to do with such a video? Well, they were going to the society. Who's there in the society? We all are a part of the society. That video is going to come to all of us. It will haunt some people who will have a look at that video. As we want that this should be, the media should be responsible. Rather, I would say that we also have to be responsible as citizens. What comes doesn't necessarily mean that it has to go ahead to others, to disturb others. Please be responsible when things come to you. You have the delete button with you. Do not pass that stress to people. We already are so much stressed with so much things in our lives. Let's not pass such information, please. I have worked closely for over 2 decades with the police department, covering the police department. The follies also, but the hard work that these people do. When there is an accident, nobody is willing to take out a dead body right out of the road. And I have seen constables, head constables, the ASIs, the senior officers standing there trying to get the traffic cleared and to put that dead body in the ambulance because the ambulance driver says, my work is only to take this dead body to the hospital. Can you believe what kind of stress the people in the khaki go through? And then they have children at home, going home with so much, and then when they reach home, you know, they see their daughter or their son busy on the mobile, and the daughter and the son who's not out of the house telling him, okay, Dad, I have seen this, there was an accident there, just see what is the dead body, oh my God. He feels helpless. That is the stress that travels. Let's be responsible when it comes to phones. There is so much happening around us. Everything is not meant for you. We have pockets in our brains which get filled with so much information. We do not need that. Once I met Honey Singh before a concert. He was drunk. He was badly drunk. And I was surprised as to how he will perform. But believe me, he performed very well. And I think I had that worry in my head after that evening with him that he is not in his senses. No offenses meant to Honey Singh, but then after good 4 or 5 years, I saw that this guy, that's right, he was under stress. He was living a double life, or probably he was under the influence of so many things that were not meant for him. He regrets though, but now it is too late. I I can share so much on the experience. The last that comes to my mind is there was this police officer posted in Patiala, and the elections came, and I was working with the Indian Express at that point of time. It's almost 13-14 years back. So he had a secret meeting with the then deputy CM in a hotel in Patiala. Now, अभी 1 मिनट पहले आप कहोगे यार ये बोल रहा था कि इन्फॉर्मेशन ऐसे नहीं आगे देनी चाहिए, तो वहां पे जो वेटर साहब थे, he sent me a picture. Now that picture was the deputy CM meeting that SSP. Well, he can meet the SSP, but then because of the election commission's guidelines, that meeting couldn't have taken place. But thanks to that information, I did the story, and probably the SSP, the poor SSP he was shifted out. So, my only point is, please use your brains, use your IQ levels of what information you want to pass. Not every information is meant for you, and not every information is meant to be passed. It will only add to your stress and to the stress level of the others. Thank you so much for having us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your enlightening words. Please take your seat. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give another round of applause for our esteemed panel who will be sharing their profound insights and experiences with us throughout the evening. Now I would like to invite our MHSAs, Rimjil Mittal and Kirti Krod for the panel discussion.
Thank you so much, Ira. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir, for joining us today. So, without further ado, let's get into the discussion. My first question is for Gurpreet, ma'am. Ma'am, you are a trailblazer in the lineage of strong women who have worked for paving the ways for generations to come. Can you please share with us some insights of your earlier story?
See, when I joined the service, in our batch of 79, there were 6 lady officers. And now in the current batches, there are 25 lady officers in a batch of 100. So it's the the challenges. The women are coming up in a big way. But what you have asked about that, what are the insights of this journey? I feel that there is only one reason why a person excels, irrespective of gender, and that is sincerity to your whatever you believe in and hard work. And I had a slide, it's no longer there, but I forgot to mention it, so which talks about pain of discipline and pain of regret. So pain of discipline, the net goes down only this much. But pain of regret, the net goes down this. So there is pain when you have to work hard, but then it is much better than the pain of regret. So what I would say is that whether it is a man or a woman, it is ultimately it is your sincerity of purpose and hard work which takes you places.
You have a really inspiring journey. Moving forward, I would like to ask my next question to Kamal Garg. Pageants can be mentally challenging in terms of competition and performance pressure. What mindset and resilience strategies did you employ to stay focused on your goals during such a period?
So I went for Mrs. India Worldwide in 2014, and pageants are very different from what the general perception is. People feel that you have to just look pretty, wear makeup, wear nice heels, wear a designer gown and just walk. It's not that. That's just like 5% of it. When you're going for an interview, let me ask you, now imagine that you're entering a hall like this, where along with the judges, who are going to mark you, you have an audience of 1,000 people, and you have cameras, you have lights, and you have to look pretty, you have to walk well, you have to answer intelligently, you have to keep your presence of mind, you have to keep a nice expression on your face, you have to walk well, you have to ensure that the way you carry yourself, there is poise, there is grace, there is elegance, all of that. And then you have to compete, and you're being judged on every aspect of you. Every aspect, starting from what you look like, what's your body shape, everything. And then you act intelligent. And then you answer in such a way that the audience loves it. So a pageant actually needs a lot more than what meets the normal eye. And anybody who's been through a pageant, I think, can face anything in the world. That I can tell you. I've been into pageant grooming also, and I tell girls that if you've done this, you can do anything. You can be anywhere, speak anything, give an opinion, have a debate, anything. And you asked about the mindset, and one more thing you asked, mindset and? Yeah. So I always believe in one thing, as mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, that karm karo, fal ki chinta mat karo. So when I'm doing something, I only focus on what I have to do and how well I can do it. I don't worry about the outcome. The outcome will come. If it is favorable, great. If it is not, that's also fine. So when I went for the pageant, that time also the thought was the same, that I have to just put my best foot forward. Though, when you're in a place like that, there are rumors, there is gossip, so and so is going to win, this is going to be fixed, 100 things. But if you start focusing again, if you put your mind into those things, then you can't focus on what you are supposed to do. So I went with the mindset that I will do my best. If I turn out the best, fine. If maybe somebody else is more deserving. Thank you.
These strategies are really like giving us the time for. My next question is for Aman sir. Sir, journalists fulfill a pivotal role in society and contain with substantial pressures. What are the challenges and opportunities inherent to your vocation?
Well, challenges and the pressures. Well, in my 23 years of career as a journalist, I tell you, I would not want my daughter and my son to be journalists. We live in constant, threatened atmosphere where the governments are willing to pounce upon you. With no offenses meant, but the police, you are under pressure. Reporting, you have to be very careful. Reporting the court cases, you have to be extra cautious. And with the politics stooping to the levels that we see now, it is getting tougher day by day. I still recall a small, again I would say I have only examples to give. I never wanted to be a journalist, I never thought I'll be a journalist. I had left St. Stephen's and I was into the National Cricket Academy with Harbhajan Singh. Harbhajan and me were thrown out of the academy because we were playing cards 11:30 at night. I came back and I had to leave St. Stephen's, so I came back to Patiala and took admission at Mahindra College. 7 months after the college had started, Mr. Prakash Singh Badal was the CM that time and he was coming to the college for an event. And when I wanted to pass through a corridor, so I was told that ये आम रास्ता नहीं है, यहाँ से सिर्फ VIPs जाएंगे. तो जब मैं वहाँ पे जाने लगा तो मेरे सामने से 2 लोग निकल गए, तो मैंने पूछा कि इनको क्यों जाने दिया? कहते ये पत्रकार हैं. So that was the day it clicked that I will become a journalist and I want to walk this corridor right there and then. So, but the pressures, I never knew that ये तो बनना तो आसान था, but the pressures जो आते हैं, they are, I can't talk about all the pressures there, but it is actually a very, very demanding job.
Sir, the thoughts you shared were really insightful and we really admire hearing that from you. My next question is to Gurpreet Yumar. Ma'am, you have done considerable work in the field of women and minor safety. We, as the youth, seem to be gaining a lot of awareness regarding toxic relationships through social media. Has this newfound cognizance regarding abuse within romantic relationships affected how often do people report these crimes and how do you deal with them?
See, whether it is a romantic relationship and if it is reported to the police, I mean, we look at it from the yardstick of the legal yardstick. So if it is an offence, then the FIR has to be registered and the action has to be taken. And but of course, in the last maybe 10 years, I have observed that these kind of the times are changing. And in our times, it was unthought of that a husband would even if he didn't get along with his wife, he would post pictures of intimate pictures on the social media. Or I mean, it is possible that at that time that those opportunities were also not available. But now it has become very, it's like become a world which value systems are really under a lot of challenge. And therefore, these kind of things are happening, and it takes a lot of courage for a victim to report such crimes. So that is why these kind of, interactions are very valuable, where people get the message that they should report such crimes.
But मेरे perspective change हो गई.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing these invaluable insights about this critical topic. My next question is for Aman, ma'am. Ma'am, you recently conducted a session on the topic of happiness question. Would you offer insights into how individuals can enhance their happiness question?
Okay, so this seminar was basically meant for the families of Jawans of Defence Forces. So their challenges are very different. The wives, their families, everybody, they're staying away, they're managing things on their own, and like all these defence personnel, they are posted at border areas, and they are every day in a place where they're not sure they'll come back. So for them, the context was different, but what I can talk about the youngsters, your age group is, happiness is not something that is outside. I'll give you an example. We say, okay, if I clear this exam, I'll be happy. If I come first in my class, I'll be happy. If I score over 90%, I'll be happy. You score 90%, you're very happy. But for how long? You get all the congratulatory messages, you're thrilled, you enjoy, you have a party, and after 3-4 days, it's normal. And now you're again back to your original state of mind. Now you need something else. Now what next? Then you say, okay, if I get a very good internship, I'll be happy. So internship mil gaya, you're very happy. After 5 days, after going there, then what? What next? So if we are looking for happiness outside, another example, this girl says yes to me. Oh, I'll be happy. And after about a few days, you're fighting with the same people. That happens, okay? And after about a month, you say, oh, I want to break up. So it's happiness, if you're attaching it to things outside, people outside, goals outside, that won't stay. So the happiness has to come from within. Now, how can your happiness come from within and from where? Anything we do it for some reason. कुछ भी हम काम करते हैं, उसमें से something we get out of it. Okay, if I'm going for a run in the morning, I'm getting happiness out of it. I feel that, oh, I'll be fit, I'll look good, my health will be good. So I'm getting some certain level of satisfaction or contentment or happiness out of it. Similarly, if I'm going to eat out, again I'm getting something out of it. If I'm not getting anything out of this, I probably won't do it. And so we need, I'm an NLP master practitioner. So in NLP, we have something called moving towards values. So whatever we do, we are trying to achieve something, some value. It could be happiness, it could be peace of mind, it could be contentment, satisfaction, achievement, freedom. We all have different sets of values that we want to achieve. So we do a process in which we find what are your top values. And on a daily basis, if you're able to achieve those values, with whatever you do, whatever your schedule is, you will be more happy and content at the end of the day. And you won't know why am I happy, but you'll be happy. And now problem happens when there are two top values which are clashing. Now I'll give you an example. Now one value is love and connection. You're very happy when you're having a love and connection with somebody. Okay. Similarly, your second very important value is freedom. You value freedom a lot. Now what happens is you're in a relationship for a month, everything is nice, and after that your partner starts checking on you. Where are you? Oh, I have to go there. You please cancel all your plans, come with me. So now what is being compromised? Your freedom is being compromised. So after a while you feel, oh, there is something wrong. Kuch to gadbad hai. I'm feeling suffocated. Because love and connection is being fulfilled, but freedom is being compromised. So then you say, okay, I'm going to break up. Next day you're very happy. Oh, I'm feeling so free. Oh, I'm out of it. After 4 days, what happens? Again, you're sad. Now you're feeling bad. Oh, I'm missing out on something. So it's important to know what are your moving towards values, and you fulfill those on a daily basis. You'll be a much happier and satisfied individual, and that is coming from within. And when you achieve those, you'll be good with everybody else. Your relationships will work better, your work will go well, you'll be a nicer human being to others. So that way you can understand that you can build your own happiness from within, and it is not something that you chase outside.
Now we will definitely try to follow these strategies in our life. The next question is to Aman sir. I'm sure that in the span of your career, you must have found dynamics within your workplace that must have been very hard to grapple with. We have a lot of third and fourth year students who are just starting their careers. What advice do you have for them in terms of meeting organization demands, whilst also maintaining their own independence and integrity?
Well, I'm a poor arts background guy. You are brilliant minds. I know you will do much, much better than what I have done. Whatever I have done with my life, you will do much better. Well, Thapar, to be very honest, when I was a young kiddo on the streets out here in Patiala, this was a dream institution where I would always want to sneak in. No, not so many hostels like brilliant hostels that you have now, and we used to sneak in, play volleyball. मेरे को ये होता था कि रात को यहीं पे लाइटें लगी हुई हैं, यहीं पे लाइटों में खेल सकते हो. पटियाला में और कहीं लाइटें नहीं होती. 9 बजे. Coming back to the, when you pass out from here and you're looking for a career, please do what makes you happy. Be content with your life. I'm again saying, not every information that comes to you और दूसरों को देख के आपको जो अच्छा लग रहा है, जो आपके लिए आपको लग रहा है कि अच्छा है, and it makes you happy, believe in yourself. There is this book, Papillon, मैंने पढ़ी थी, it changed my life. Probably it was a true story on a jail escape. But he wins out of every situation because he believed in himself. So whatever you do, please believe in yourself. You are the best.
This was really insightful, sir. Next question is for Gurpreet, ma'am. Ma'am, you are one of the pioneers involved. So how do you think some of the measures taken under SANJ have reimposed the society's mental health and curb the crime rate?
So see, community policing is the wing which I am heading now. And community policing actually has its roots from England, and Robert Peel was the Prime Minister of UK, and he was also twice the Home Minister. And he is credited with the London Metropolitan Police, and the model which he started, and which was about Bobby on the street who would be interacting with the people in just a very simple unofficious dress without any trappings of power, and that police officer was supposed to be a friend of the public. So rather, Robert Peel is famous for saying that the police are the public and the public is the police. So in Punjab, in 2011, The community policing has been institutionalized through SANJ, and now there is a regular community affairs division. And we have SANJ kendras all across the state attached to every police station. And there are 1200 police officials who work in the SANJ kendras, apart from doing passport verifications and all other kinds of verifications. They also do lots of outreach in schools and colleges where they talk about cybercrime, traffic, and other issues of policing, gender crime and things like that, to raise awareness about the law and how to report crime. So I feel that this is a gradual process. I cannot say that how much effect it has had because there has been no research conducted, as you will agree. But I feel that these are baby steps which we are taking. But Punjab Police has the first institutional community policing set up in the country, and it is, I believe, one of the best so far.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your valuable insights. My next question is to Ma'am. Could you please provide us with an overview of your journey leading to your title as Mrs. India Worldwide 2014? And what inspired your decision to participate in such a prestigious competition? And what were the major obstacles that you encountered during this pursuit? Mine is an interesting journey. As a student, I initially wanted to be a doctor. So for my class 11, I had mathematics and bio both super sciences because I didn't want to leave mathematics as well. That was my favorite subject. I cleared my PNT and I couldn't report for the date when the counselling was to be held. My father was posted in J&K and something happened at the border. We couldn't go. I missed that chance. Then I had to. Then I decided, okay, fine. Let's leave this. I have mathematics, so I'll do something in mathematics. So I joined BSc non-medical at Chandigarh. After 2 months, I had a major accident, a road accident, and I landed in the hospital with several broken bones. And I couldn't get up from the bed for 2 months. Then I started moving on a wheelchair, on crutches. And finally, after 6 months, I was back on my 2 feet. Then I decided, now what should I do? Then I said, okay, let me drop this also. Then I joined economics honors, maths and English. So these were my subjects, and I joined GCG Sector 11 Chandigarh. In my second year of graduation, I got engaged. My parents, they found a good match. I said, okay. So they asked me, I said, okay. So second year, I was engaged. Final year, I was married. Now once you're married, your life changes immediately. Now suddenly you're a daughter-in-law and you're supposed to take care of an entire family and you have to be a certain way. So I kind of adjusted into all of that, but I continued my studies. I did my B.Ed, I got a gold medal. I did my master's in economics, I got a gold medal. Then I had lost 3 pregnancies. We were told we'll never have children. So then the entire focus was on having a family. And at that point in time, I remember I used to feel that if I am able to have a child, I think that will be my biggest achievement in life. So luckily things worked. I had 2 children. My daughter is sitting here. She's 18 and she's going to UK for her further studies. My son is in class 9. He's studying at Doon School. So when my son was 5, she was 9. Then suddenly I felt that something is missing in life. I'm not happy. And what is that missing thing? I have everything. My husband is in the army. He was doing very well. He was commanding a regiment at that time. Everything was great. I had lovely children. Now what was missing? So then there was a get-together where everybody, the new people who had come into the station, so they were asked to introduce themselves. So everybody had a lot to say. Oh, I've done this, I'm working there, I'm doing this. And when it came to me, I said, I'm Mrs. Aman Grewal, wife of so-and-so, and I have 2 children. I didn't have the 3rd sentence to say for myself. And that day when I came back home, I couldn't sleep. I said, now I know what is missing. that I've not done anything which I can call my own achievement. And that was the day I decided that, okay, now I have to begin where from. So then I saw this ad and then I went in for Mrs. India Worldwide. I prepared, I worked on every aspect and I did well. After that I've been into pageant training, I've been judging a lot of events, all of that. But again after 3-4 years, now what? Done, this is all done, now again what next? So then I went into NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming. I did my practitioner's course, I did my master practitioner's course, and my certification is from National Federation of NLP USA. And then I did my life coach program. And now what I'm doing, that is something which is really giving me a lot of happiness, that and empower people to do well in their lives. You know, to be more, to do more, to achieve more. So now, if you ask me, I'll say I'm truly happy. So that's my journey.
The journey is incredibly inspiring. Like the obstacles you've overcome makes your title even more commendable. Thank you so much for sharing. Now my next question is for Aman sir. Sir, it is often said that to be a good writer, one must be an avid reader. So we see that you often feature on your Instagram. So what is one quote or poetry that takes you up on a hard day?
That's true that you have to read a lot, but then I say you have to observe a lot. When you observe people and you listen to them, then perhaps you get ideas and then you see a situation from a different point of view. You become a Chandrayaan suddenly because you look at problems not into the problem, but you are there and you are observing both the sides. Now the majority of the times when things come to us here means the journals, there's always, but what side serves the society best has to be brought out. बहुत सारी इंफॉर्मेशन आती है, आप जब आप पढ़ लेते हो, बुक्स पढ़ते हो, आप काफ़ी कुछ उसमें से आप ग्रास्प करते हो. Then some after good experiences, bad experiences, you realize, okay, this is what you will do with it when you write. And you have to be very, very careful. I never used to believe that pen is mightier than a sword. मेरे को लगता था जैसे जब मैं ऐसे बैठा होता था और कोई ऐसे ये बोलता था, मुझे लगता था क्या है यार, छोड़ यार, चलते हैं बाहर चाय पियेंगे, चलो I don't want to say but कुछ और भी पियेंगे, but and I'll give it a damn. But then my professor, जिनकी मेरे को याद आ रही है इस बात पे, प्रोफेसर कपूर थे पंजाबी यूनिवर्सिटी में, and I have learned a lot from him. अब मैं सोशल मीडिया पे भी कुछ डालता तो उसके लिए अब my wife is sitting here and she is also a social media expert. She's handling the social media for YPS and a couple of other institutions also. So she's after that, ये क्या डाला आपने, ये ऐसे क्या कर दिया आपने. Well, the journals are always under pressure. But anyways, वाकई जो पेन है, it is mightier than the sword that comes to my mind right now. It is very, very a responsible thing कि आप जो सोच रहे हो और जब आप लिख रहे हो, आप देखो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक चैनल पे कुछ आएगा ना, आया और थोड़ी देर बाद उसने कह दिया नहीं नहीं ये गलत बात थी. जैसे हीथ स्ट्रीक जो जिम्बाब्वे का क्रिकेटर, ही डाइड 3-4 days बैक, तो हेनरी ओलोंगा साहब ने उसको एक हफ्ते पहले ही मार दिया. उन्होंने सोशल मीडिया पे डाल दिया कि हीथ स्ट्रीक जी मर गए. उनकी फैमिली ने डाला कि नहीं वो जिंदा है. ओलोंगा साहब फिर भी नहीं हटे, वो कहते मुझे पता है कि वो मर गया. The family says that we are sitting with him. So then he had to repost कि हाँ he is alive. Sadly he died the next week, but then that means you have to be very careful when you write something.
Thank you so much for sharing your insights, sir. My next question is for Aman. As inspiring entrepreneurs, we believe there's so much to learn from your journey with Aura onwards. So could you offer some like insights from your journey, like insights overview of how your startup started and
So that's not a really big business, I would say. So I'm like a budding entrepreneur. That started because I wanted to do. I enjoy doing creative work. So I found my passion in arranging artificial flowers on wooden bases, and that's how I call it floor on wood. And they are ready to place. So I keep getting orders from all over the country, and. So here, I think you guys won't be able to relate to something like that. But for you, what I can share is anything you want to start, firstly, you need to be passionate about it. Very, very passionate. Because your motivation won't last. After a while, you may get bored. But if you're passionate about something, you will pursue it. Even despite whatever obstacles come in, you will still pursue it. So that is the first and the very basic thing. And second thing, when you're starting up a business, it's important to see that what the world needs. Whatever you are doing, is it able to solve a problem? Now, when COVID happened, a lot of businesses shut down and a lot of new businesses, and they earned a lot of money. They were very successful because they solved the problem people were facing at that time. So be innovative, have your own ideas. You don't need to follow what others are doing. Your own unique product or whatever you are passionate about, and just go ahead, have that belief that yes, this will work, and work towards it. And it will be good. If you're passionate, you'll do well. It's not work anymore then. Then it's all, you're just enjoying your life and you're doing what you're passionate about. So just follow your heart that way, and do take your brain along in finding out that whether the world needs that, whether that solves a problem. Like somebody told me that when you're buying something for your house, it has to be either beautiful or useful. If it's not these two things, you don't need to buy it. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for graciously inviting us today. Now, we would like to thank our esteemed panel for such a thought-provoking and insightful discussion. Your expertise and perspectives have enriched our understanding. We appreciate your valuable contributions. Now, we would like to hand over the stage to Ambassador Uday Lokesh.
एक शेड का एक भी होता है ना. हाई स्कूल नोट्स इधर से. क्या बोल रहे थे आप?
This was a real surprise. Actually, no one told me that they would invite me. At least I've learned to pronounce their names properly. No, I think that's a serious one. I really thought that I should come here, probably have my coconut water and have a good time. I really don't know what to tell you, but at the same time, I've thoroughly enjoyed what I saw, and I've learned quite a bit. I've made several pictures, I've made little videos, and I also started noting probably what we could do. One of the things I have noted was to have little sessions with parents, and that's very important. This one is probably most people who are here, they understand, they appreciate, they think this is important, but for parents this would be a good idea. If I start, this is not the right time to do that. All of you are ready to go and have your dinner, but I want to profoundly thank all three of you. and I have really enjoyed. I hope I would be able to meet all of you again. Probably not under these kind of situations, more leisurely, so that we can have a conversation and I can learn more from all of you. Thank you very much, and thank you. Have a nice evening.
Thank you for your words, sir. Now, I would like to invite upon stage Professor Nair, Professor Batish, and Professor Inderveer Channa for giving a token of love and appreciation to our esteemed panelists in the form of our sustainable mementos. Now, I would also like to invite Dr. Sonam Dullal to present these tokens of love to Professor Nair, Batish, and Channa for their performance, for their speech. Professor Nair.
चले गए देख चले गए पीछे से
Now I request Dr. Sonam Dullal to present the tokens of love and appreciation, our sustainable mementos to Director Sir Dosana as well as Professor Ankush Pathan. Now I would request our esteemed panelists and our esteemed faculty to take a seat amongst the audience. To end this spectacular evening on a vibrant note, let's welcome Team Knox for their final performance.
अभी ऐसे आ रही है उसको देख के तू ही है यार तो हो जाए अच्छा हो जाए बहुत क्यों बैठे हैं आप वो तो कहते हैं नहीं पता नहीं तो बोल उसके नहीं पता बोल बिल्कुल ऑपोजिट ही हो गई क्या आ गया जाके
I'm a prime point. Oh, he ain't all out there. Oh, he saving all out. Oh, he out some
यहाँ पे कंसर्ट हो रहा है अब ठीक है दुकान से अच्छा लगता है कैसे होगा लाइटें बंद करके तरीके का एक 2 मिनट की परफॉर्मेंस रखते हैं देखिए कितने मिनट की वीडियो उसमें भी 5 सेकंड तो बढ़ता रहेगा 5 सेकंड याद थैंक यू बैठना ना शायद बाद पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं किसी में क्या बात है चले बस
Team Luminescence, kindly come up on stage for the group photo.
लाइट बहुत कम पता नहीं उस साइड लाइट बहुत कम भाई तुम्हारा वाइड है थोड़ी इकट्ठे हो
Everyone in the audience, please stay seated. Refreshments will be served to all of you, so please kindly stay seated right now.
Thank you to all of you for being a part of Luminescence 2023. Now you can all exit and the refreshments will be served at the exit itself. Thank you.
The students are requested to proceed towards exit from the back gate only. Please do not exit from the front gate.
पूछिए उसको